What's up, Stu?
Hello, Jim.
I wish I had guns like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Cartoon guns. That'd be
Looks
good.
good.
I know if I
I
could,
like I like cartoon Jim and Stu.
that's just I wish I could take an eraser and erase about 30 pounds of nachos. But
I got
hey,
got some gray tints going on. I like it. Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't have as much gray as I do.
Mm, I don't know.
It
It's
looks
coming up. It's
distinguished.
working.
Mine just looks like I gave up.
It's working its way up.
Yeah, and down. Um, what they say, just because there's snow on the mountaintop doesn't mean there's not fire in the volcano or something, some smart ass saying or whatever. So
Mm,
Stu, this
yes.
this month, this month is about paid training, getting paid to do some training. Yesterday we had a really good masterclass. Um, Talked about the 6 steps to creating a great paid training, put a lot of emphasis on your big idea, the big result, and then getting people a win in the first 10 minutes,
Okay.
which is very counterintuitive to what most people do, which is just to take a big dump on people with their proving how smart they are. Brain dump,
Mm,
not other
yeah.
kind of dump. Taking a
Gotcha.
big brain dump. What's up, Dave? What's up, Jonathan? And so I thought today on the Jim and Stu show, the CopyandContent.AI report, which we've been doing for like ever. How long have we been doing this podcast? Do you know?
I don't know. I remember we were in the middle of doing the DIY media marketing academy
Yep.
where we wrote the book and
Yep.
created a course around it,
Yep.
sold those videos
Yeah.
to people. And in the middle of it, we said, we need to have a podcast.
Right.
We figured out how to do it because I think we were using like GoToMeeting or something to
Yeah, I think we
create.
were. This is back in the day. I mean, this has got to be
Yeah.
like 10. This has got to be 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
got to be or coming damn close. So
Yeah.
there
And
you go.
that podcast became an impromptu chapter in the program.
Yes. Uh,
And we found Zoom, and
there you go.
then we found StreamYard,
There you
which
go.
yeah. So
What's up, Vicky? What's up, Mary?
you know what that shows though, Jim? That
What?
shows the ability to evolve with your changing business climate.
Okay. I'm
And
good
that
with that.
is something that you have to do. You just have to be able to do it.
Well, the day you stop evolving is the day you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, I thought it would be fun to talk about today and in the Genie hacking, which is happening at 11 o'clock today for elite members, where we're going to be talking about how to hack together your sales page to sell your training.
Nice.
I thought it would be useful to talk about the funnel that you would use to sell. Were you pulling your old man wallet out of your pocket? Like you got one of
No,
those
no,
like
no.
3 inch thick wallets?
No, my phone started vibrating and I just taken it out of my pocket because it's
Oh,
distracting.
thought you would want to reposition it to a more fun spot while it's vibrating. Um, but uh, I think it would be interesting just to talk about the funnel aspect of it, how you actually um, sell the thing, because that's part of it as well. And most people like want to dive straight into making the funnel. Like they want to crack open copying content and start writing the sales letter. They want to open up Go High Level or Click Funnels or whatever they're using and start making the funnel. And I think that it's more valuable to think about it first from the standpoint of a few questions that might be on the mind of either the customer or they should be forefront of your mind before you actually start writing copy. And I think the very first question that you need to ask is, what problem does this solve?
Yep.
Okay, that's and when I say that, I'm talking about the actual training itself.
Yeah.
So the actual training itself, what problem does this solve? And really, who does it solve it for? So for whom? Look at me whipping out them. Is that like a pronoun? I don't even know. Um, but that's really the key. And that goes right along with what we taught on the master class, which is the big result. Because the solution to that problem should be the big result that people are buying.
Yep.
And until you have, and you might say, oh, Jim, that's obvious, Jim. Okay, cool. Look at most people's training and tell me what the big idea is and the big result is that you're going to get. That's clearly stated and is done in such a way that somebody says, holy crap, I got to have that. The vast majority of trainings talk about features, not benefits. They talk about process, not outcome. They're selling the travel instead of selling the destination. And that's why most people's training, though it might be really good, it doesn't sell worth a shit. And that's why. I mean, that's the time for pussyfooting around on this is over. AI is chomping at everybody's heels. One of the things we talked about on the masterclass is that nobody pays for information anymore. Information is free. Information is readily available. I can go to ChatGPT right now and have it write an ebook level report for me on any topic that rivals anything that anybody used to sell for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks as an ebook. Guaranteed. There's no topic that I can't get ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or in a combination of the three to compile together stuff with and do the images and do the flow charts and do the graphs and the graphics and even videos to explain the whole thing for absolutely for free.
Mm.
So the only thing that we have to sell now is results. So you got to know the big result that you're selling, the big problem that it solves, and you got to have a big idea that flows through the whole thing. And the big idea flows very closely with the question that people are asking your potential customers: why should I care? Why should I care right now? That's the better question. Why should I care right now? That's a hard question to answer sometimes. Okay, because it's a, well, you know, and everybody gets all mush mouth on it. You know, why should I care right now? And you have to think about it a little bit, or you have to know your customer really, really well. Like, why should I buy your Never Quit Mindset book right now?
Because it it is no longer available in 2 weeks. I'm going to quit selling
Bullshit. That's bullshit. Don't even. Okay,
it.
but
No,
here,
yeah.
it's hard when somebody just asks you that if you don't really, if you're not really targeted on the audience. Now, let me ask you a different question. Young person, 18 years old, getting ready to go into the military and head off to boot camp. Why should they buy the Never Quit Mindset right now?
Because it is going to prepare them for self-doubt and reframe failure and learn how to de-stress and think clearly through problems
That
and
are in,
never think about quitting.
that are inevitably going to come up in boot camp, a very challenging thing that you're about ready to get started on.
Yeah.
Why should somebody who is getting ready to head off to college buy that book?
Ooh, because you need to learn how to bring your A game, and you will fail. You will do poorly. How do you handle that? How do you bounce back from that? Because
Okay.
that is, yeah.
Why should a guy in his 40s who is thinking about making a complete and total career change into real estate buy that book?
Mentally, it is also still challenging to make those kind of big changes in life. And you will have self doubt and imposter syndrome and all of that, that you need to be prepared properly on how to deal with it.
Right. So now all of a sudden, when you know who the audience is and why they should care and why they should care right now, knowing the audience helps you to really identify that.
Oh, absolutely.
And now the problem is, what problem does this solve? It solves the problem, using the real estate example, is that 5 years from now, 95% of all the people who are licensed are not going to be licensed anymore because they're going to quit.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't want to be one of the quitters, you want to be the person that's a top producer. You want to be the person that's doing 50 to 75 transactions a year. You want to be the person who's driving the big car and all that good stuff. Then this is going to give you the never quit mindset. So it's the why I should care right now. If you just try and pull it out of thin air, that's why you got to
Yeah.
know who your avatar is. That's why you got to know what the exact problem is that it solves. And what you notice is that book solves the same problem, but it has a totally different context
Yeah.
based on the audience and the problem. And the problem is that everybody wants to sell to everybody because it'll work for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why your training is sucking hind tit
Hmm.
off a nasty hog, because it's one audience, it's one problem, and it's one result, and it's one choice. What do I mean by that? Okay, one audience. You got to pick. It's not everybody. So your message has to be aimed at a particular audience. It's got to be one problem, not every freaking problem.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the main problem that you are solving for somebody? And then it's the one result, not 50 different results. It's one result. So, example, if we were going to use kids going into boot camp. Now, we're not even getting into, do they have money and their parents have money, and
Right.
where's the money coming from? Being pretty amazing how though kids 18, 19 can come up with the dough if they really want something.
True.
All right. One audience, somebody who's getting ready to go into the military, has already signed up or is thinking about signing up and has the specter of boot camp, AIT, and a whole bunch of other stuff staring them down the face. All right. What's the problem? Are you going to make it? Are you mentally tough enough to be able to make it? Because most people fail or quit once they go beyond the most basic level.
Yeah.
What's the one result? To develop a never quit mindset. Okay, it's real, but everything you're going to talk about is going to be based around that audience, based around that problem, based around that result, and you give them one choice. You're either going to have the never quit mindset or you're not.
Mm.
And if
Yeah.
you have it, that means you never think about quitting because you're always thinking about winning. You're talking to yourself, not listening to yourself. You're all the cool stuff that you teach, all right? Or you're going to be in the middle of your own personal pity party and you're going to quit. Or you're going to do the minimums and barely scrap your ass by. And then if you're in the Navy, all you're going to be doing is just,
Mm.
scraping barnacles.
The only gun you're holding is a needle gun.
What?
You ever seen a needle gun? It's what they like chip paint off with a needle
Oh,
gun.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's that is other. I mean, again, you really should watch the masterclass from yesterday. But that's the big thing that you've got to identify ahead of time before you're doing this. Otherwise, you're just your stuff sounds the same as everybody else. Now, thinking about this from the I've been doing a lot of talking, Stu. What is your reaction?
As far
Your
as
thoughts? Just whatever. Anything I've said.
I every time I on a show with you, Jim, I am in student mode. I will truly say that, especially when you're talking about things I'm not good at doing, right? I know I'm not good at, you know, what you just showed me, right? And I got to practice it, right? And I know that. And it puts a little bit of a uncomfortable feeling on me cuz it's like I got to step out of my comfort zone and get good at dialing in my words and how I'm going to discuss why they need to buy whatever product or coaching system I am selling. Um, so I am in receive mode more than I am in transmit mode right now.
Well, that's not fair to you.
It is okay. No, I'm serious. It's I am learning. And I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I was sitting there taking notes on several things I know that I need to do better on. So that's why I'm here, Jim.
You're just writing that. Jim's a jerk. Jim never lets me talk. Jim's a know-it-all. Um, well, let me ask you this: if with your course on Never Quit Mindset, you have like a 4 or 5 hour course
Yep.
that you bundle with a 60-minute session with you. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That kind of thing. What it, what will I, as a late 50s year old man, going through this phase of my life in business and everything else. And I'm okay, we're just going to whip this out of our butt.
Okay.
Somebody who's getting ready for retirement or the next phase of life, thinking about retirement, what would I get out of attending your class?
Well, I would say first thing, most importantly, is successfully l- dealing with the physiological and psychological issues of stress because change is stressful,
Okay.
right? And to acknowledge that is half the battle.
Okay.
And learning breathing techniques and better sleep and better nutrition, all of those are natural ways we deal with stress. So,
Okay.
one, that is like the basics that you can apply for any challenge in front of you if you want to be at your best going into it. From there, it is a
Okay. Let me
series.
let me
Oh,
let, let
go
me
ahead.
let me stop you right there just real quick. So those sounded like pretty good features, but people don't buy features, they buy benefits.
I know.
So I heard you say I'm going to learn breathing techniques and I'm going to learn mental and it started sounding a little bit like Charlie Brown's teacher, not cutting, but tell me if someone says, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? What's that going to do for me? What's that going to do for me? Let's give me a benefit payoff or two from what you just said.
um, well, let's think about some of the changes that you're going to be dealing with,
Uh-huh.
right? And dealing with, how am I going to live off this amount of money, right? How,
Okay.
these kind of changes are stressful. You got to come up with a new schedule every day. You got to come up with a new um, budget every day to live within your means. And what are you going to do for fun? What's your hobbies? Like all of that is stressful
Okay.
when you're making the change because you've been doing what you do for how many decades?
And what's the payoff of being able to handle all that stuff with a never quit mindset?
Well, it's just going to allow you to be able to um, just deal with the change itself. Um,
In what way will I be able to deal with that change?
come on, Jim, you're killing
Oh,
me.
dude, this is the part. Will I be more
Yeah,
confident? Will I be assured?
yeah, yeah.
Will I be able to face the changes with confidence and maturity and be able to draw on my decades of experience to step into a bright new future?
Yes. That
Well,
that
hell
that that
yeah.
that
That's
sounds
what
like
I
a great
want.
great benefit. And then, on top of it, there's the fitness components of it and, longevity and, staying healthy and, not being a liability to anybody. And
And why do you want to be able to do that, Stu? I know that you're aching for somebody to plop you out a grandkid so
oh
that
yeah,
you can. So, why do I want to
oh
be
yeah.
fit and strong?
Yeah, you got grandkids, you got another generation of your
So you
kids
can chase
coming
them
in this
around and play
world.
with them on
Yeah.
the playground so that all the other grandparents who are sitting there holding their canes on the bench are looking at you smiling but secretly thinking, what a jerk, he's out there running with the kids and I can barely make it to the car.
That would be a great benefit.
Right,
Yes.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's
Yeah.
so we want to always translate those features into benefits for the target audience. This is why we always got to know, hey, who's the target audience? Who's the avatar? What's the offer? Who are we as it pertains to those people? Because now let me ask you this. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We know the target audience, guys, late 50s, late 40s, late 50, that 45 to 65, whatever you want to call it. Um why should this audience listen to you right now? Why should they listen to Stu Smith? Why should I listen to you? Now, I've known you for freaking ever now, it
Yeah.
seems like. But if I didn't know who you were, why should I why should I listen to you?
Well, I mean, my history is that of discipline and getting things done and evolving with the times and staying relevant, dealing with stress. We all have tons of stress, not just work stress, not just physical stress, but being a caregiver to a dad, being, dealing with death, of parents, these are types of things that I'm going through right now as well.
Ah, okay. At the beginning, that usually is what happens when you start kind of doing the check down. All the
Yeah.
easy ones come first. I've dealt with stress. I've done it. Blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Now, being a caregiver to your father who's in his 80s,
Yeah.
dealing with the death of a parent. I'm one of you now as well. And this is what I'm going through it too. And these are the tools that I use, and these are the same tools that my students use to deal with the exact same things that we're all going through in this group.
Yeah.
So I should listen to you because you're one of us, or I'm one of you. As opposed to when you're talking to kids ready to go through boot camp, you should listen to me because I've been where you are and I've helped tens of thousands of kids who are where you are to become special operators, top tier, anything that they wanted to become. I've helped them equip themselves with physically and mentally to become that. That's why you should listen to me. So again, you got to know the avatar, you got to know yourself as it's relative to the avatar, and you got to know how your offer bridges those two things.
Yeah. For me right now, it is easy to talk features, but I got to shift, and this is very helpful. I have to shift into a different voice almost to create those benefits. And
You
and
have
it's
to.
not impossible. It's just it requires almost a different part of my brain to think
Mhm.
about it. If you think,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. because, and I don't not going to say left, right, front, back, top, bottom. I don't know
Emotions.
which part of the
Yeah.
brain, but I think for a lot of us, it's a lot easier to look at something for what it is than to use our imagination to tell people what it could be for them. That's why.
Yeah.
It's easier, it's more black and white. It does this, it is this, it weighs this, it moves this fast. But then being able to translate that into what it means for somebody can be hard. That's why the way that you do that is to play the wirea game. No. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's the
good.
wirea game. Well, and that's kind of what I'm doing with you, just trying not to piss you off or, to be total jerk, but it's like, why is that important? Why does that matter? Why does that? And I
No,
think
that's a good one.
I was talking the person, I mean, I've heard this before, but the person that I remember having this conversation with the most is Alden, and we were talking about why. And he told me that it's around 5 or 6 whys that
Hmm.
will finally drill down to the real reason why.
Okay.
And it's annoying as hell. And sometimes it goes circular on you. And you're but that's why we got to know the target audience. We got to that this is otherwise everything's in a vacuum. You're just trying to talk to everybody. And so the other thing that all of this boils down to, and we talk about in today's article, that if you haven't gotten today's article, you should need to check it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That there's all of these things are important for creating the copy that you need to actually sell the training. And the funny thing is that most people think my training, I put together my training, I did my brain dump, I told you all this stuff. You should see the value, you as the customer should see the value and just want to buy.
Mm.
And that ain't how the real world works. And so you got to look at it from the standpoint of there's traffic copy, there's sales page copy, there's checkout copy, and there's follow up copy with people who did buy and with people who didn't buy. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on related to the training, but nobody wants to do that other stuff. And that's another reason why their training falls on its ass because it's, you know, you should just want it. That's why places like, I don't even know if Udemy is a thing anymore. I haven't looked
Oh,
at that in forever. Udemy,
yeah.
but like all these mastermind.com, Udemy, all these different sites where everybody can go and sell their stuff and nobody really sells anything. Why? Because the training, even if it's the best in the world, if it doesn't have effective marketing behind it and in front of it and beside it, no one's it's not going to sell. Nothing's going
Yep.
to happen. I'm sure that there are a crap ton of books on Amazon that are absolutely amazing, amazing fiction. There are probably fiction writers on Amazon selling their books who are better than Stephen King, better than J.K. Rowling, better than anybody that you've heard of that are suffering in silence
Mm. Yeah.
because their marketing is non existent. Their ability to communicate the payoff to a specific audience is non existent. And so it's if you want to sell your training, we've said this way back, I'm bringing it full circle. You're not a trainer, you're a marketer who is selling your training. Your training has to be amazing and has to help people get a result. But that's about 1/10 of the value of the whole process, the battle. In order to get into the stadium, you got to have a great training that helps a specific audience get a result. If you don't, screw you. But that's like 1/10 of the battle.
Yep.
You got to have all the other stuff. So
No, that's
that's what
good,
I got.
Jim.
That's what I got for today, Stu.
I like it. Now, in your article, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions,
Mm-hmm.
and then you broke it down into, you know, a strategy around that to create one audience, one problem, one result, one choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I like that. That was I am cutting and pasting this right now, by the way, as we speak, and I'm putting it with my notes from this show
Awesome.
because I need to do that with some of my sales copy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you instinctively do it by going after a specific group,
True.
but you have more than one group now. When I first met you, you basically had one group,
That's true.
and now you have a minimum of two groups, and actually maybe three groups now, because you had the young bucks who wanted to become PT studs. And that was basically what you were doing.
True.
Then you went into the over 40 athlete thing. And now you've got the mindset thing. So that's, and the mindset thing actually has several audiences once you get beyond those other two.
True.
So it's just keeping in mind who are you talking to, instead of just, because we can never assume that somebody can see the benefit based on the feature that we give them.
Nah,
So,
it's very good.
so at some point I'll finish up my damn next copywriting book. It's real good. I just gotta finish it. Says the guy who says you can write a book in 3.5 weeks,
I'm
which you
I'm
can.
I am working on mine right now too. And you know how I'm doing it, Jim?
You're
I
working on
can't
your
I
copywriting book?
no, I am not. That's not my thing. Um I am I create, you know how I have this system of like if my week is just horrible, I have this daily minimum standard, right? That just I can get my stuff done in a couple of hours each day if I just, you know, do this and I'm needed elsewhere, right?
Okay.
So sometimes that happens. I call it my minimum standard time, right?
Okay.
Still surviving, still getting things done, you know, no nothing left really undone, just managing. But when there's a time when I'm trying to create a new product, um, whatever that is, a book, a curriculum, I'm working on both of those right now. So I
Mm-hmm.
need a little more time in my day. And sometimes, an article that I have to write for military.com, for instance, gets in my way, right? In Wednesday. So, you know what I've been doing?
What you been doing, Stu?
I've been taking Saturday morning,
Uh-huh.
right? After I'm all fired up from doing a great little workout with my group, I come in, I got really nothing I have to do that day, but I just nail it down until noon, give myself like 3 hard hours, and I get all of my articles done in those 3 hours for the next week. All done, right? Ready to send whenever I need to send them, and that allows my week now to not have these little distracting pullaways from getting things done because I could say, I got to write this article, so I can't get started on this for another hour. Then by the time I finish that article, I'm like, ooh, I need, unfrazzle my brain a little bit and get back going. So anyway, it's been a good, I've done it for the last 2 weeks and I've gotten so much progress done on two big projects I'm working on. So anyway, just
Yeah.
something
No,
I'm
that's great.
working on. Yeah.
That's great. One of the ways that I would get around that in the past when I was younger and had more energy was I would get up at 4 in the morning
Mm.
and work for like 2 or 3 hours before I would go work out or do whatever. That was another way to, if you need kind of a pressure relief thing where you know it's just not going to happen during the day,
Yep.
then getting up at 4 in the morning. Like, you get up at 4 in the morning. It's like, yeah, if you
Yeah.
want it bad enough, you'll do it.
That's
Or
true.
you can give up the morning on Saturday. You still have Sunday to take. I do believe you should have one full day off every week.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Okay. But, doing 3 hours or 4 hours on a Saturday used to be real normal for me. I kind
Oh
of
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
do that now as much, but can still sneak in a couple hours at the kitchen table. It's funny. I do the same thing when I really got to get stuff done, but Terry doesn't like me coming over here to the office. But apparently, it's okay for me to sit at the kitchen table on my little laptop and do stuff. So, you know, got to keep the wife happy, but getting stuff done, that's a good thing when especially if there's something you're working on
Yeah.
that you want to work on that's like really bothering you that you're not
Oh yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
great strategy.
That is one of the curses of the writer brain I have found is that if you're writing something, you're never not writing something.
Right.
Like you're writing it in the back of your head and it's completely distracting to whatever you're doing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So you got to get it
Um
out.
yeah. So I'm gonna just so y'all know, this is pretty much it for those of you who are elite members and you're gonna be on the um genie hacking with us. We told you we were going to talk about how to hack together a sales letter for your um, paid training, which we are going to do. But I'm also going to be pulling back the uh, the curtain on a couple of things, and I'm going to show y'all something that I made that I've been using to great effect, and it's not available for members yet. But if you guys like it, and I'll demonstrate it for you, if you like it, then we'll see about giving you all access to it this week. So anyway, that's all I got. You got anything else, Stu? This is a great discussion.
No, no, this was fun. And always learn something from you, Jim.
Well, that's good. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know whether we're Dean and Jerry or Johnny and Ed McMahon, or I don't know who was
I'm
David Letterman's sidekick. Do you remember? I never stayed up that late.
yeah, I can't remember his name. Kind of a chubby fella, blonde hair.
Doc?
No, was
No,
there a doc? No,
I
I
don't
can't
know.
remember. Can't
Doesn't
remember his
matter.
name.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you. If people want to get in shape, where should they go?
StuSmithFitness.com.
If they want to develop a never quit mindset, where should they go?
Same place or Amazon. Look up the Never Quit Mindset.
All right. And if you're not a member of CopyandContent.AI yet, you should be. And we probably should have done a couple of demos today, but this was just a fun discussion. And actually, nah, we'll do it next time. No, I'm thinking that we need to do for those of you that are here, Vicky made a great, she said, honing in your avatar with the chat enhancement is amazing, can get very niche. Um, do you guys think it's time to do an updated avatar sprint? We've got
Hmm.
so many new tools and all the good stuff with that. I think it might be time to do an updated avatar sprint. You guys let me know. But I just I never want the avatar to become an afterthought because it's not. It's even more important than ever.
I think I'm going to put
So,
more benefits in my avatar, like
well,
benefits they're seeking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we got chat enhancements now that
Yeah,
help you figure out the benefits that they're looking for. You
yeah.
know what I should do? Oh, this is a good. I need to. Okay. I need to, with the offer especially, is come up with some stuff to help you translate stuff into benefits. So I think I can help with that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like you lay out the features and come up with the benefits.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Oh man, now you're
I'll,
talking,
I'll
Jim.
tell you. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. This you have to remind me of this though. Because I'll forget in the next 18 minutes.
Okay.
But when I do the demo, we want to create something that will help us automatically discover the benefits of whatever our offer is
Okay.
for the target audience. Once you see it, you'll see what you'll see. You just remind me that that's what we want to do before I start going on a Jim tangent,
Will do.
and we'll see what's what. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you, elite members. We'll see you on the Genie hacking session here in about 17 minutes. Thanks, everybody.
Sweet.
Bye.